What's up guys, how's it going? It's Joe back here with another video, and today we are going to be talking about 5 tips on how to gain weight if you've been struggling to put on that extra mass.
Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I roam the night, saving hoes that are enemy. Louis Bell, Malcolm, pay a couple your utility. You see what time it is? It's on the bottom wall.
Alright guys, so real quick, a couple disclaimers about these tips. Now, these tips can be used pretty much on a spectrum, so they can go super aggressive or you can be pretty conservative with it. Ultimately, it's going to be up to you to decide how aggressive or conservative you want to go with it. And you got to keep in mind that everybody's going to be a little bit different, so you got to make sure that you go what's best for you, what's going to keep you in the healthiest range throughout the process of trying to gain weight, all that stuff, just to make sure that you're not putting your health at risk or anything like that, and that nothing is going too overboard. Also, at the end of the day, all these tips are going to revolve around one thing, and that's consuming more calories, guys. At the end of the day, if you guys are struggling to gain weight, put on that extra mass, put on that extra size, you guys are not consuming enough calories. You can do whatever it is you want to do, but calories in, calories out is going to be that ultimate factor in deciding whether you're going to gain weight or whether you're going to stay the same or lose weight. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the tips. Tip number 1 is to make sure that you do not label carbs as the enemy. Carbs are your friends, guys. They are not the enemy. It's gonna allow you a more diverse range of options for your meals. So if you're struggling at first, what you can do is lower the protein a little bit, since if you're in a caloric surplus, you won't need as much protein to keep or even increase muscle mass. So you can draw back the protein a little bit, increase your carbs. Like I said, that's going to give you a wider variety of options to choose from for your meals and stuff like that. Not to say to throw in like cake, ice creams, or just crazy stuff like that, but it is going to give you more options, and it's going to allow you to have more fun with your nutrition, thus making it a little bit easier to get in extra calories. Now, tip number 2 is going to play off of tip number 1 a little bit, and that's to choose high calorie dense foods. Now, I'm not saying to go eat a cheeseburger. I'm not saying to go eat cheesecake or, pizza 24/7 or anything like that. Because ultimately, guys, there's consequences for everything we put in our body. Even if we're looking at the calories only, you got to be mindful that if it's not healthy, it will have health consequences to some degree. So what I am saying is choosing stuff maybe like peanuts, peanut butter. If you're not lactose intolerant, maybe adding a little bit more milk to your diet. Just finding things that you like that are gonna be a little bit more calorically dense. That way you get in more calories for lower amounts of food. That right there is gonna be a game changer. If you guys can find good foods that you like, that are enjoyable for you, that are higher in calories, it's gonna make the journey a heck of a lot easier. Tip number 3, guys, is gonna be a little bit controversial because it's heavily preached to not do this, but if you guys are looking to increase your appetite, if your appetite is something that's hindering you from allowing you to consume enough calories, this tip is going to be perfect for that short period of time where you're trying to increase your appetite, and that is to drink your calories. Now, I'm not telling you to go have soda. I'm not telling you to have a whole bunch of juices with nothing but sugar. I'm not saying to go that route, but what I am saying is, it's like something I used to do when I was in college, is to make smoothies. I used to love making smoothies. I would put fruits in it, I would put yogurt, I would put milk. I just experimented in so many different ways, tried so many different things to figure out how I like to have my smoothies. And what that does is, because it's liquid, it's gonna sit a little bit different in your digestive system. So it's gonna make you feel like you're not as full, like you still have extra room to add more food. So obviously, if you feel like you have extra room for more food, you're gonna eat more food, thus taking in more calories, leading you to that caloric surplus so that you're gaining the weight that you want to gain. So that's it right there. Don't go too crazy with it. I don't suggest doing that for the long run, just in that initial phase of trying to increase your appetite. Tip number 4, guys, again, is going to be kind of controversial because so many people preach against it because of old myths that's been around for however long, but that is to eat meals before you go to bed. Now, in general, there's a myth around that where if you eat right before you go to sleep, you guys are going to gain nothing but fat. You're going to gain so much weight, it's not going to do anything but have a negative effect on you. That's not true, guys. That's not the way it works. What actually happens is that when you have a meal at night, your body then has to process that as you sleep. Now, when you wake up in the morning, It could be fully digested depending on the meal size. It could not be fully digested depending on the meal size. And depending on what it is you ate, maybe you're even holding on to a little bit of water. All that means is, worst case scenario, you have to wait a little while longer for the food to fully digest, and you might have to drink a little bit more water to help regulate the salt intake. So now that you guys understand that eating meals at night isn't bad and it's not just going to cause crazy fat gain, this is what it's going to do for you in terms of helping you increase calories. Now, when you guys go to sleep after just having a meal, like I said, your body has to digest it. It has to process that. So your body's working a little bit more at night. So that means when you wake up in the morning, you're going to wake up hungry. Now, I'm pretty sure we've all done it where we've had a meal late at night and then we wake up super hungry. That's exactly what that's for. The reason that's so critical is because it's going to expand your window of time to have meals. Now, if you guys have a bigger window to eat, that's just going to mean it's going to increase the likelihood of you guys eating more and increasing your calories and getting you to that caloric surplus to make sure that you're going to gain the weight that you want. That right there is an easy tip right there that you can practice tonight. Have a meal right before you go to bed, and then tomorrow you're going to wake up super hungry in the morning, and that's going to start your meals super early and give you more time to eat throughout the day. Now, last tip, tip number 5. This one I save for last because it can be slightly dangerous if you guys go too crazy with it. So this is the one tip where I do want to urge you guys to use caution, really listen to your body, and ultimately just be super careful when approaching this route. But tip number 5 is to force feed. There's no way around it, guys. At some point, almost guaranteed to happen that you'll have to force feed to some degree. Some people might have to force feed like crazy. Others may have to, just get one extra bite and that's it. But the way I'm advising you guys to go is to start with just that 1 or 2 extra bites after a meal. This is what I mean. So what you have to do is just serve yourself like your regular plate, but of your sides, of your carbs, just add a little bit extra, maybe like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 bites worth of more food. So that way you have your regular plate that's gonna get you full. And then all you have to do is try to force yourself to get in another couple bites. That's going to allow you to force feed slower. You're not going to go too crazy. You're not going to go too fast. And you're not going to be stressed out about having to eat a full second plate. Guys, the appetite will come. Don't go crazy with it. And ultimately, listen to your body. I can't urge that enough. If your body is telling you no, listen to your body. If you feel like you have that room and you can take it and you can handle it and all that, then cool, perfect, fine. You're good. But if you guys are trying to go to the extreme, to the point where you're so nauseous, you feel like you're going to throw up, you're going to pass out, whatever, that's not what I'm advising at all. Take it slow, take it easy, slowly increase your appetite by slowly adding a little bit more food to your plates. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These 5 tips are all tips that I use personally to help get to the weight I am. If you guys are curious about my stats, like my weight, my height, all that stuff, and how I went from 130 to 180, if you guys want to see that video, leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to get that video out for you guys. That's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out the website for Vlix Fitness. We have the website fully public now. It's all live. We don't have inventory of our clothing just yet, so clothes are not available for purchase, but as soon as we get those bad boys in, it's pedal to the metal. That's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next video.